Welcome to Girl You Good. I'm Cassandra Pickett, licensed therapist turned clinic coach and speaker, helping high-achieving women lead their personal lives with the same clarity and confidence they bring everywhere else. Quick episodes, real talk, zero fluff. Let's get into it. Hey there, today's episode is short, real, and personal, just like the moment it's about. So picture this. I've got water boiling on the stove for spaghetti. I'm on my phone trying to pay for my kids' school lunch thing through some portal app. And my boys, full of joy and volume, are being loud. One of them calls out, "Mom!" And I snap. What? Not because I'm mad. Not because they did anything wrong. But because my name, Mom, was the final straw in a pile of open tabs in my brain. I wasn't fully in the boiling water. I was not fully in the school app. I wasn't fully with my kids. I was a third in each space, and that left no space for me and my nervous system. This isn't new, and I'm not the only one because I talk to y'all, friends, clients, fellow high-capacity women, and this is a theme. We get snappy, we feel guilty. We say that's not who I want to be. But let's zoom in. Sometimes the snap isn't about the moment, it's about the lack of transition. Our brains aren't meant to multitask the way modern life encourages us to. They can toggle, sure, but they function best when they're rooted in one thing. So when you're juggling 25 mental tabs and someone says your name, boom. That's the tipping point. The solution in red alert moments like that is to just pick one thing, set the others down even temporarily. That day, I put the phone down. I told my kids to hang on. I walked to the stove, stared at the water, dropped in the pasta, set the timer, and just took a breath. It grounded me. The invisible stressor, the boiling water, had been quietly dialing up my nervous system. Once I handled it, I was able to re-enter the moment with my kids calmly and with presence. Later that night, I told them, give me 5 minutes so I can finish the school payment. And just like that, we reset. Now, here's where we zoom out. This isn't about the boiling water or the school payment or even that I snapped. It's not about how much I had on my plate and how much needed to get done. This is about the way we live, constantly ping-ponging from one thing to another like stage managers on opening night. Here's the problem. Your home is not a Broadway show. There is no curtain call. There is no big finale. And if you keep running it like an event with a grant deadline due at 7, you're going to miss the actual life you are living. There has to be a pause, a moment where you, as the ambitious, caring, high-functioning woman you are, say, hang on, the school payment is not an emergency. The water can't wait. I'll start there. Because how did I expect myself to be able to transition and do all these other things being a very forgetful person? It was just like a stressor hanging over me that I was going to leave this water boiling, it was going to boil over, or I was going to go later to an empty pot with no water in it because it had evaporated, right? Like it was just like an invisible stressor, even though it wasn't a big deal. It was just boiling water. To my brain, it was pulling focus that was completely unnecessary if I were to have just sat and focused on taking care of the kitchen instead of going and doing other things at the same time, because I was trying to multitask. I wanted to get a lot done in a short amount of time. I was wired up, I was on edge, and doing one thing felt like I was not doing enough. So back to it, the water can't wait. I'll start there. And reading this book to my kid isn't just a box to check off. It's a moment I actually want to be present for. Because you've all been there when you go to read your kid the book and your words are reading the words on the page, but your mind is completely somewhere else. And the whole point of the book reading was the connection and the give and take with your child, right? So sometimes we don't need to be everywhere and everything at once. We just need to be where we are. So here's your micro strategy. Before the snap or in the middle of it, if it's already happening, pause and ask, where am I not fully here? Pick one thing. And it doesn't have to be your kids. You can tell them to take a hike for a minute, but pick one thing, ground in it. Then re-enter the moment from a place of intention, not tension. Because presence isn't about perfection, it's about practice. And every time you choose one thing over everything, you're actually choosing yourself. And when you choose yourself, we know what happens, and it's all the magic. You know the drill. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe, give it a rating. This helps get the pod to the listeners that will love it.